Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. A little more subdued, thank you. First off, I'd like to welcome you to Sanford and Son.
What?
Goodbye, Rollo. Oh, wait a minute. We're in the Napa Auto Parts Studios. Josh has that cool Napa Auto Parts cap. You look really good in that.
Oh, thanks.
Which is cool because you're traveling to Nebraska tonight.
Iowa, Cedar Rapids.
Iowa, yeah. Okay, very good. For some stand-up comedy.
Well, good luck in me.
Okay, Chick McGee across the way.
Thank you.
Looking good. Good to see you, sir. Ace Cosby, our engineer.
Hello, friends.
The proprietor of the Ace Cosby joke of the day.
He's a legend.
We have a second comedian in the room. I think maybe we should try your great joke again. Do you mind?
I got plenty of them.
Let's do this again. I want this for Reno Collier.
Yeah. Retell that one you just told.
Yeah, try this one. You give it a shot.
Ace Cosby.
What is this, a joke? Are you joking? This is a joke, right? What are you, from a radio station?
Now, Reno, what do you get when you cross a pedophile and a pirate?
What?
R. Kelly.
See, he's laughing in spite of being a professional. The code says you're not supposed to.
You're not endorsing what the allegations. You're bringing the attention of the world to a situation. That's the justification for comedy of this nature, which I'll be explaining in a court. So. Now we have a very handsome Nick Griffin here, and now the equally this is a whole new look. A Reno Collier, like sex god. You've got the
please, for God's sakes.
Christy's like,
wow.
Hey,
you've lost a ton of weight. You've got your hair kind of you got a product in the hair, slicked
It's
back.
not product. This is just unshowered water out of the sink.
baby.
I'm trying to help you here.
No, thank you.
And nice Van Dyke beard.
You know what? Chick jacked me up last time I was here because it's relentless now. When I walked in and Chick goes, "Hey, so what are you doing in your off time? Like Civil War reenactments?" And because of the goatee.
Maybe
and ever since cable, all those dudes that I try to make fun of me, they used to try to make me talk like that. They're like, just do a speech. Like, four scores and there's the man with the... And I'm like,
yeah, that's nice. You should be the Civil War comedian. That's a real hot topic now.
That's a great,
You know, one of my
hashtag union.
You see somebody doing stand up, somebody throwing a rope around him and yanking him down like he's a statue. Wouldn't that be good? Okay.
Remember the late great Tim Wilson, and remember the description of when his brother had the severe.
He didn't use that. He didn't. His brother didn't like pain medication. He didn't want. He was scared about becoming addicted.
And he had severe.
He had some trouble related to diabetes,
and he had his leg removed. And Tim said, "Well, he's just Civil War."
He's going to Civil War.
I'm not sure using Civil War is kind of a verb. Reno, what's new? I know that we were discussing, is family okay, or is that all good?
Yeah, man. Since I was here, I got divorced.
I was just going to say the last time he was here, I think he was actually starting that process.
I was, and I didn't even see it coming. Like I'd been on the road for 3 weeks, and I walked in the house, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm sick of you. You never listen to me," or something. I wasn't paying attention, but it was literally that fast. Like, it was get out, and we just finished everything. In a 6-month period, a TV show got canceled. Cable guy and those dudes are like, "We don't feel like touring anymore," and then she filed for divorce. So I was paying alimony and child support based on actually having jobs.
Oh, yeah.
So it was 5 years. We just finished it. I'm not making this up, yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I quit drinking, so there was nothing I could do to celebrate. I mean, what do you celebrate? A cigarette and 4 cheeseburgers. It's lame. I always had these grandiose ideas. When this is over, I'm going to barrel through a couple bottles of Jack. And
nope.
Nah.
But you look good.
Well, thanks, man. My liver was going to fall out. Like, it was... I went to the doctor, and he's become my buddy over the years. And, like, we golfed together and stuff, and he was like, "You got like 5 years, and you're dead." And I was like dead? And he's like, "Yeah."
It's nice to see. It's nice to see him put on a golf glove instead of the rubber one.
Yeah. Oh, he still did his thing.
Oh, okay.
What hole? I missed the putt.
What hole? The 9th hole?
Yeah, the 2-hole.
No, sorry. Hey, we're a team. This is all. What the hell? Well, actually, I can segue from that into a news story.
Yeah.
I think, because you said a cheeseburger and a cigarette. You light a cigarette, you eat a cheeseburger, but you said there's a candle. What is it now?
McDonald's has a new scented candle produced by the company called Gray Lines. and it reportedly smells like a McDonald's cheeseburger.
Isn't that bait and switch?
Candle can be purchased online for about $21.
You're ready for a cheeseburger.
Yeah, you
when
come
walk
home and
in.
you go,
Yeah.
oh, right, we're having McDonald's.
Somebody brought McDonald's.
Sort of is tease. Yeah, what a
No,
tease.
it's a candle.
Well, you can eat the candle, I guess, honey.
That's cute. Real cute, babe. Yeah, real cute.
I love that smell. I love that smell.
The smell of a cheeseburger?
The smell of McDonald's is great.
Of course.
It really is.
They have a,
It really is.
They have a White Castle candle. It
That's not bad either.
That's not a bad smell.
smells like onions and farts.
It's all right. White Castle, man.
Well, you're not saying there's a flatulence issue? What do you,
Well,
you have the dry...
Depends on who you are, how your body reacts
Okay,
to certain
sorry.
foods.
You want a lot of onions?
If you eat White Castle the way I do, there are issues.
Are there? How many sliders have you put away at one time?
Yeah, remember? If you guys remember, I came in third in a White Castle eating contest, and everybody, all my friends have never been more disappointed in me. I came in third out of 4. There were 4 of us up there.
Wow.
I sucked. I thought I would have killed it.
How are things after
He's
the
still
contest?
carrying it around. Are you
You
okay?
are.
Yeah, man, I disappointed myself and my friend.
Well, how many did you eat? Do you remember?
Like 5, but it was a time trial.
Oh.
So you had to eat so many within 5 minutes or
So
whatever.
it wasn't quantity, really.
Right,
You couldn't
right.
go, I see that.
I could have. If it was a marathon, I think I could have done it.
Yeah.
But this was a sprint.
I see. And then, did you sprint to the toilet afterward?
No, I was okay. I was in high school, so
Only 5.
my body
Yeah, 5
didn't
really
react to
isn't enough
things
to-
then.
Yeah, 5's
Well, you don't really need the launch codes till you hit about 17.
Oh, you've never eaten 17 White Castles.
Of course not.
Did you ever have to get permission to go to the bathroom when you were in grade school and high school?
Always.
Yeah. I was so nervous when I was a kid. I was terrified they weren't going to let me use the bathroom because I went to Catholic school. So every year my mom would send me to school with a note that said, and literally this is what it said, Nick can go to the bathroom anytime he wants. I remember telling my wife that a long time ago when we were married, and she said, it sounds like you do a party trick. Like, if it's going slow during the day, just have Nick go to the bathroom.
I don't pick everybody up.
But every year I would have to renew that note, and it's a lovely memory of. I was just so nervous I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I have a technical question. We were talking earlier. We're talking with Nick Griffin, wonderful comedian, one of my very favorites. You're good too, Reno.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I was waiting for what's going to come next.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yeah,
that
you're
wasn't-
okay.
This is actually a serious question. You were talking about the fact that you're now with your 10th or 11th therapist, but it's going well for you.
Right.
She said it was going well. In the course of your therapy and during a session, have you ever thought of a great joke and had to pause and either write it down or have you found yourself doing one of your bits to the therapist because it's appropriate for the moment?
Sometimes I feel like I should be because the look on her face, she just seems so bored and it's the kind of the same story over and over. But I did have a crush on a therapist a long time ago, and I remember I would talk less and less because I felt like the more I told her, the less chance I had of getting her.
Yeah, that is so brilliant.
And so at one point, she literally said this, do you know there's something called transference in psychiatry, psychology, where you may start to have feelings for your therapist, and I just want you to know if that's true for you, it's okay. I want you to know it's okay. And I just got up and I walked out. My face just turned red. I just got up and I walked out. Never went back to that therapist.
She might have gone out with you.
Yeah.
No, she was not
They
going to go
can't.
out with me. No.
It's
They
illegal.
say you say that, but he could quit seeing her as a therapist and then go out.
What
with
kind
her.
of window is there on that?
I don't know. Wonder what the window is.
Is there a
That was
professional
about 25 years
Well,
ago.
and I'm
there
sure no
ethical-
one's ever broken that law.
Yeah, I'm
probably.
sure. Never.
No, of course, I
happened.
know, but I mean, technically, there's probably some ethical standard. I
Sure.
would think. I don't know. Just if you want to pick Reno back up into the conversation. So, Reno, I hear you were dating your lawyer.
Yeah, Daryl.
We're priced
together.
together.
Yeah.
We got the
How
spare
long were
written
you
out.
married?
Daryl
I was
back.
married for 13 years.
Oh, wow, that's not bad.
You know you're wearing a wedding ring.
I'm remarried.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We had no idea.
Yeah.
You leave, you get divorced, you get married. Well,
No, I married this chick. Yeah, she's still in college. Well, she's 58. She takes night classes. She's fantastic.
Good.
Yeah. She's good.
I always liked your story. This came up not too long ago.
Your name of your son?
The name of your son,
Gatlin.
And you want to explain
It's
why?
a great name.
Yeah, well, it kind of is. Yeah, he. So when my ex-wife was pregnant, I used to have these visions of having this beast, savage athlete kid. Right? Like I wanted the kid just to come out, just like eating logs with his teeth and just rah, you know. And so we had to name the kid, and we used to go to a place called Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Sure.
And we met there, whatever, and it's a beautiful place, whatever. So when we had to name the kid, we're sitting there, and she's pregnant, and she comes up with this idea that we're each going to write down 10 names, pass the list to the other person. You cross off anything you don't like, and whatever's left, you name the kid, right? So I'm sitting there, I didn't feel like doing it, and she wanted another Reno. I haven't told this story in forever. She wanted another Reno, and I'm the third Reno in my family, but in like 4th grade, some dyslexic kid figured out if you put a B at the end of my name and spell it backwards, it's Boner. So that's why Chick calls me Boner. Boner. And so I'm trying to think of these names for this beast. I'm picturing him dropping back and rifling like a 70-yard touchdown pass, and I'm going like, all right, we went to Gatlinburg. I'm going like Gatlin. I'm like, Gatlin gun, right? And I'm having these visions of this cannon arm, and the crowd's holding signs, Gatlin gun. He's like, Shah, So I'm like, what about, then I pitched it to her, like, we fell in love in Gatlinburg. What if we named our first child after we found our first love? And she's like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. We'll call him Gatlin, right? So he's born, and it's like a month later, and I'm sitting in a bar with my buddy telling him the story. He's like, you dumbass. It's a Gatling gun. There's a G. So now my kid's named after the pancake capital of Tennessee because I can't spell the freaking gun.
That's great.
Yeah, and I wanted him to be a beast, and he loves theater and making movies, and he could care less. And now my daughter, I have a daughter, Emily. I gave up on trying to name cool names. I was like, we'll stick with that.
Sweet.
But she's like a purple belt in karate and national honors. She's like a little beast. Like she just, she wears a karate uniform everywhere. And like, you want some? Like this dude, we were. Some of this? Yeah, I'm not kidding. She'd look at my son. She's like, Gatlin, come here. I want to tell you a secret. And he's like, what's going on? And she's like, this is throat punch. And he's like, and my ex-wife's like, you hit him again, you're going to timeout. She's like, whack! And she'll just go stand in front of the door, just staring at it. It's like, you want to stay there? She's like, yeah, I like it. She's going to prison.
Well, she'll be tough and.
How old is she?
She is tough.
Be fine.
Now she's 13. She did that when she was 11.
Wow.
Yeah, she's tough, man. Smart.
You want your daughter tough.
I do. I want her
Yes.
just to beat dudes. I
Yeah.
tell her that. You know what I was thinking about too is, and I don't know, I don't have any jokes for this, but you know what, like dads, like when people mess with my daughter, I want to like choke them out, but it's kids. Who could make a lot of money is like an 8-year-old hitman. You know what I'm saying? Like a kid who just, he's all disheveled and he's jacked up and he's dirty and he smokes, And then parents, when somebody messes with your daughter, you call this kid up, his name's like Cupcakes Capone or something, and you call it, it's like, hey man, look, check this out. I got like 500, Chuck E. Cheese tickets if you'll just beat the crap out of Donnie, who pushed my daughter on the ground at the playground. You know what I mean? He's bartering.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Don't you think? Like, I would pay a kid. I'm not kidding you. Like, I'd be the one on Dateline or 2020. Like, you paid an 8-year-old to beat this kid? I'm like, yes, I did.
I couldn't do it.
Absolutely did. Yeah. And he's fantastic. Here's his number. And yeah.
That's Reno Collier.
Give him a heart of gold. We got another Disney movie.
Yes.
At the end,
Yeah.
he finds himself. Yeah.
So you are you technically Reno Collier the third?
I'm Andrew Reno Collier II. My dad's a Reno, and my great-grandfather was a Reno. He was actually, God, my dad will kill me. Here's what happened. Here's how the name came about. So my grandfather was in this little town in Ohio, right? And when he was born, his mom was nuts. So she told everybody in this town that she was having a girl. And her daughter will be born, and she's had dreams about this, and there's only like 10 people. Has the kid. She dies when he's like 3, and he goes to live with an uncle, and the uncle finds out it's a boy. There's pictures of my great-grandfather in a dress.
Wow.
So So instead of embarrassing everybody, they went down to the courthouse and it was Rene, R-E-N-E, and they just took a pen and changed the E to an O.
No kidding.
And that's how he got the name Reno.
Wow.
That's a hell of a story.
That's a great story.
Bizarre.
And it gets us back to our little mini quiz today. Christy had a news story that I think 30-some% of Americans don't know the names of their grandparents. And I don't mean like grandma, Meemaw, Papa. They don't know. And I'm one of them. I do not know. I think I know 2 of the 4 names. Do you know the names of your grandparents?
Yeah. I actually, my great-grandfather was alive when I was a kid.
Wow.
Gordon, Hilda, Dennis, Wanda.
God, those are great names, too.
Aren't they great? There's no Wandas or Hildas anymore.
Or Gordon. You don't hear that much.
That's a big Canadian name.
Gordon, well, Lightfoot.
He's a big Canadian.
Gordie Howe, and then who else do you...
Yellow.
So you're right, there's 2. You're right.
2 most famous Canadians ever. Who you want to name?
And they're all old, so they're not like
Wasn't one of the kids in the hall Gordon? Or maybe I don't know.
Look it up. Maybe number 1 name in Canada for young boys, Gordon, I'm sure.
Is it right there?
There was a Gordon on Sesame Street. Remember him? The bald black dude?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Gordon Gecko.
That was a popular name.
Gordon's Fisherman? Oh, no, that's
a Gordon.
Never mind.
The name vodka.
Gordon's vodka?
Is that vodka?
Or gin.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, Gordon's gin.
So tell us, how did you get married so quick? How's that going?
It's good, man. We met through mutual friends, and we got married last December 23rd. So it's been a year.
Birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
You probably won't have too much trouble remembering the anniversary.
No, that's why I did it. It's the same. You
are a guy's guy, aren't you?
Covering all
He's
your
a guy's
bases,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, you just have to find one piece of wrapping paper that doesn't match the Christmas stuff, and you win. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm looking at Canadian names here.
It looks like Liam is the most popular.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Gordon didn't even make the top 70.
Oh, no, Noah, Liam, Jackson, Lucas, Logan.
Number 1, Thomas.
There you go.
Right, different
that.
list.
Wow, that's exotic.
I'm looking for Gordo. Come on, Gordon. Come on, baby.
There's no Gordon in the top 20.
This may take a little longer than I thought. Let's get back to the...
That's a good thing about the internet. You'll find your theory validated.
You're right.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Just keep looking. Yeah.
Well, that's how the world works now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't want to be
absolutely.
informed. You want to find information that supports your point of view going
Exactly.
in.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
And you'll find it if you look long enough.
Welcome to Completely Biased News. What I like about America is we've got completely biased news from all sides.
I'm just going to start doing fake sports. What am I
What are
starting?
you talking about?
Start. I've been doing fake sports. I just haven't made a big deal about it. That's all.
I still, we have to go back to our Iditarod movie idea.
Yeah.
Were you guys in there when we had this story? I
No.
just stumbled on this story.
I say we make the kid Hitman a part of that, but I don't know how.
That's
He'd be
that's a
friends with
separate
the
movie,
dog.
man.
Is that a whole separate
Here's
movie?
the
In fact,
movie.
that might be a series.
Here's the thing. The story is, it comes to us from KTUU television.
We're on your side.
It's a stray dog chased 2 of the teams for 30 miles.
2 of the Iditarod teams.
2 of the
Right.
Iditarod teams. This is hilarious.
So here's the movie, Nick.
Go ahead.
A grizzled retired musher, or he's about to be retired. He's never won the
Never
Iditarod.
won the Iditarod.
One of his dogs is sick. So this stray dog who's been chasing these
Right.
teams, and it's not a husky. This is like
It's a mutt.
Yeah.
So it's a mutt-looking dog.
Or a Chihuahua or something.
It joins
No,
the team and helps
Chihuahua wouldn't
this
be
guy
believable.
win his first Iditarod.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm
And he noticed.
Isn't that a movie? Wasn't Ethan Hawke in something like that?
He may have.
He was
been.
in a White Fang, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was about his dogs were, I don't know, not fed as well or whatever.
We call it Ididiot.
I did it.
And the guy's kind of touched, a little special.
No, it's I did a Rod because the dog's name is Rod.
Oh, man.
Maybe
The dog's a little special,
We're going to
Tom
need
said.
to do this when we're awake. There's
And he
some-
noticed.
I did a Rod sounds like a
You know what?
gay porn film.
You almost have to have like some sort of a special needs, or you can't everything now. It's like you watch like TV, everything. It doesn't matter how good you are at something; it's your feelings. Like Engvall, it is. Bill Engvall did that Dancing with the Stars
Right.
thing, and I don't know who drugged him up enough to do that, but somebody did. And then he asked me why he didn't win. I'm like, you didn't win because you didn't have a good enough disease. You got to have a good. You can't win that. It's like Chopped. You ever watch Chopped? Mm-hmm. So
the storylines behind it.
yeah, it's always they give him a basket and there's like a screwdriver, a Nerf football, and spaghetti, and they're like, make me a ham or whatever. But before they do it, they ask him. They're like, Jonathan, if you were to become become Chop champion and win $10,000, what would you do with the money? And Chop, oh God, what would I do? I mean, I had a really rough upbringing in Orlando. When I was a little boy, my mom's foot fell off. We had to duct tape a spatula to the bottom of her leg, and she stands in one place, and I just stir like this. But if I won $10,000, I'd weld a blender on the bottom. She could just stand there and it's like, just make the spaghetti, jackass.
That's Reno Collier. We're coming right back with Reno and Nick and
Fake sports.
Fake sports. This is the Bob and Tom Show. This is our first time talking with Jay Pharoah. It's great meeting you. You're so funny.
Nice to meet you as well.
And you've retired from SNL.
Oh, yeah? Huh?
Doing a little bit of stand up here and there, and doing lots of movies.
No, don't do stand up. No, don't put it like that. I do stand up all the time. Let's not take that away. I did retire from SNL, do movies, do stand up, do music, do other television shows. I don't know how I'm still standing right now.
You work a lot.
But yeah, this is my life. I like being creative. It's just a creative. Whatever I can sink my teeth into, man. Whenever I can show a burst of talent that people didn't know about or something different or new, I try to do it.
Do you do Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah.
I love Stephen A. Smith.
You love Stephen A. Smith. All right. As we sit here in the cusp of what seems to be like one of the greatest morning shows ever, the Bob and Tom Show, we're going to sit here, we're going to talk about the fact that LeBron James did pass Michael Jordan as far as being the lead scorer in the NBA. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because at the end of the day, he's still no Michael Jordan. He can't be Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. He's the greatest of all time, and he took his baldness and he owned it. LeBron still hasn't done that yet. He's still trying to hold on. I mean, I know I'm holding on. I'm holding on to everything I got. But basically, in the next couple of years, I'll be bald. They'll be calling me Mr. Clean. There'll be many memes from these millennials because, they're evil and they like doing that. But it's going to be a good time. I love LeBron James. LeBron James is one of my best friends, and also Michael Jordan is too. We actually sat on the gondola in Paris.
Nice. Sounds lovely.
Oh, my God. Yes,
I love Stephen A. Smith. We actually have the same birthday. Me, him, and Usher.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, loud, Herbies, loud.
Jay Pharoah in the studio.
Yeah.
Yes, Stephen A. Smith, I love it because everything is at full volume.
Yeah.
He's always really angry.
Very intense.
Very intense guy. One of the nicest dudes when I met him, man. It was like, yo, he reminds me of my Uncle Patrick. Like they're so like the way that they act, and they're both Libras. We're all Libras in the same cusp of everything, man. So it just felt so familiar just talking to him. So
let me ask you this, to go way back, and I bet you get asked this a lot.
Yeah.
Were your first impressions of famous people, or was it like your gym teacher?
My first impression was Gilbert Gottfried.
I love Gilbert.
That's crazy, and it's actually because Aladdin, he was the parrot, and I would only watch Disney stuff back in the day, and I picked up an Iago impression, and I used to do as well teachers and gym. I used to do all of that. I used to get in trouble like nobody's business. But the first time I did Iago, my girl at the time, at 6, this chick. I never thought girls had cooties and everything. I was like, yo, she's bad. So girlfriend at the time, she was like, oh my God, you do a good Iago. Like, you should keep going with that. And I was like, sure, Sarah, I'm molting. And it's just a lot of screaming. And it's so funny because when you meet Gilbert Gottfried, he is not like that.
No.
Tiny.
He's the most subtle and the most solemn creature. He was just sitting there hey Jay, I love your work. It's great. And as soon as he gets on mic, so women are crazy. You ever see how they write? I don't want to mess my voice up. I will mess my voice up. Need to do an R. Kelly impression. That'd bring it back.
Yeah.
I want to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all don't want to believe the truth. It was like he was doing another chocolate factory. It's freaking crazy. I'm not going to touch on that. I don't know who's listening, but just know R. Kelly is a dirtbag, and we all know it. It's a freaking dirtbag. Robert. Robert. That's Gayle King.
She kept calling him that.
Robert.
She was like she was. We're in class now, Robert.
It did, like she was talking to a kid.
Robert.
down.
She was.
That's the type of voice that's the type of voice your mom uses on you when she's tired of yelling at you, and she's just like, okay, when I get my voice back, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Gail scared me a little bit more than Robert.
No, she was just Robert.
Now, when you were a kid, are you a James or a Jacob?
Me?
Or yeah.
You want to know my real name?
Sure.
I hate it, but I will tell you.
Uh-oh.
You can look on Wikipedia and see this too. My name is Jared Pharoh. Jared.
Okay.
Jared. My name is Jared.
That's a great.
No, it's not.
Jared's have had a tough time. Subway.
That fell into disfavor R. Kelly style a few years ago.
Yeah, Jared was a tough.
You're lucky you changed it, Jay.
Sure. You were going to end up Jay either way, but still.
Yeah.
My name is Jared. That's my real actual name. I don't look like a Jared. I don't sell Subway sandwiches. I don't sell jewelry. I don't sell insurance. I'm not. There's nothing Jared about me. I love my mom, Ramona, but she with names. I don't know about that. My name is Jared. Okay? I can't get a tattoo because my name is Jared. Y'all can never get a tattoo. You can get a freaking tattoo. Your name is Jared. You just be like, oh yeah, Jared's tatted up. Like it's like Aubrey. It's like if your name is Aubrey, you can't get tattoos, Drake.
I'm looking at you, Drake.
I'm looking at you, Drake. Your name is Aubrey Graham. You have the most suburban I went to the daycare Senate name ever.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sure he's got a tattoo on his chest. It looks like the Phoenix, the Dark Phoenix. Jean Grey.
Right.
You have that on your chest. Your name is Aubrey. I'm sure Aubrey didn't get that. I'm sure Aubrey woke up in the morning and was like, oh, Drake really got wild last night.
Were you always Jay? When did you switch it up?
I switched to Jay. They started calling me Jay when I was 15. I went to private school. That's actually why I became a comedian. I went to private school for a year, and I started poking fun of. I was just like, yo, these people are weird, man. These people are freaking weird in this joint. So I just that's where I developed my comedic chops, and from there, after that, I just got on stage, man. But they called me Jay Pharoah at that place. They called me Ludacris too because I had a fro and they were racist. Yeah, I was like I was one of the few black kids at this place. I had a fro and it was big, so they called me Ludacris. I was like, we're not even the same skin tone. He's more DeBarge. I'm more Nino Brown. You know what I mean?
Nino Brown.
El DeBarge.
Love El DeBarge. Love those guys.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No. This is all fascinating. No, I just you were talking about names, and I thought. Now let me ask you this: we had a really interesting news story this morning. That and I'm one of the ones on the losing end of this. 30% of Americans don't know the actual names of their grandparents.
Oh, wow.
The 4 grandparents. No, the answer is not Meemaw, Grandpa, Popsy. Oh, yeah. The actual names. I only know 2, and I'm not sure about one of those 2. I don't know my grandmother's names. I don't know either one of them.
I know all of my grandparents.
Do you know their?
Well,
do you know
because
their
he's
names?
young enough, his grandparents are probably still alive.
No.
Oh, really?
No, I only have one left. Gertrude
Really?
is the only one left.
Oh.
Gertrude?
Trudy, she's alive.
Oh.
We've lost Clyde, we lost Louise, and we lost Hallett.
Oh, great
Hallett.
name.
Hallett Pharoah.
Is that no? Is it Luis or Louise? What'd you say?
Louise.
So that was a
Louise
guy.
Evans. No, that was a chick.
Sorry.
She birthed. So Louise Evans, Lomi Jones. That's what her nickname was, Louise Evans. That was my mom's.
And
mom.
who is Hallett?
Hallett is my grandfather that's married to Gertrude, who is still alive. Clyde passed away.
Hallett is
5
a
years.
cool name.
That is a cool name.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's a cool name, and they gave you
They gave me Jared. It was either Jared or Fabian. I'm glad they didn't go with Fabian.
Fabian Pharoh.
Fabian Pharoh. Oh, here comes F squared. Like, yo, this is the double F. I mean, my real last name is Pharoh with an F. F-A-R-O-W. Jay Pharoah is just totally, it's just like the opposite. You know what I mean? Like, Pharoah means Bay of Pigs. And Pharoh means royalty.
PH.
Yeah. And Jared means square. And Jay means cool.
Yeah.
So there you go.
What's the movie American Graffiti? Remember where remember the name of the gang that Richard Dreyfuss is gonna?
I don't.
Was it the Jared gang? Because if not, that gang would have got killed quick.
And the one guy pronounces it, well, if you want to join the Pharaohs.
Pharaohs.
Yeah, they're the Pharaohs. I mean, they're the Pharaohs, but yeah, remember that?
Pharoh.
Remember Richard Gere's riding around with the guy and he meets the cool guy?
Dreyfuss?
Yeah. What did I say?
Richard Gere.
Sorry, wrong guy.
No, I haven't seen it in years. But.
No, it's Richard Dreyfuss, forgive me. Yeah, the Pharaohs, absolutely.
Cool.
Pharaohs. You know what? The way that you said that sounded like Don Pardo. That's how he used to pronounce my name. It's Jay Pharoah. I'm like, hey, Lon, man, you better tell him that ain't right. It's Pharoh, man.
I've got some great Don Pardo trivia.
You do?
Yeah, we had Don on the phone a couple times. We met him in person a couple times. Don Pardo, for some reason, he said at one of the interviews that he quit smoking when cigarettes hit 20 cents a pack. He was very tight with $1. And a lot of his references were to money, but of course
he was thrifty.
As you know, cigarettes hit 20 cents a pack in 1924.
I stopped smoking when they were 20 cents a pack. I wasn't having it.
What is a pack of cigarettes now? Like in New York?
I have no idea.
$30?
No, yeah, they're like 12.
Reno knows.
Yeah,
He
they're like
smokes.
12 if you get them in a convenience store. But like in San Francisco, they were $18 a pack.
Oh, wow. You can get weed is much cheaper.
Wow.
So how much is a carton? Like $180?
I didn't even look into it.
Holy
At
hell.
18, I was like, I'll just get a cigar and suck it in.
Are you brand loyal?
Yeah, Parliaments.
I love
Parliaments.
Yeah.
They don't. How about Funkadelics?
Well, I'll tell you why.
That was
Because,
great.
well, Red
I always think of
Fox
Funkadelics.
used to smoke Parliaments, and when I was a little kid, I had an uncle that smoked Parliaments, and he said, "These are Red Fox. Red Fox smokes these cigarettes," and I was like, "Yeah, cool." And then somehow it stuck in my head. So like when I got older, I was like, "I'm going to move on from Marlboros to those Parliaments. Look sophisticated. Plus, it's like Pharoh. It sounds nice. It sounds." Professional, like Reno. Nobody ever gets my like. You've been up to Montreal for the comedy festival.
For sure.
They call me Reno Collier. Anything. That's not even trying. Like you're just trying to be a jackass. Reno Collier, and I'm like that. Reno Collier means coal miner. I have nowhere to go with that, but that's. When I was in Montreal, I went to lunch with my attorney, like after the show or whatever, and I'd never been around that much French food and all that stuff. So we're sitting there eating lunch, and I ordered a roast beef sandwich, and the waiter looked at us, and he's like, "A Jew?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, he is, and he's smart." All right, never mind. Sorry.
Of course he is. You know Mr. Cohen.
He's
Mr. Cohen.
So you had beef. You had the roast beef sandwich. I definitely didn't do that. I had freaking horse shoulder. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, that tasted weird. While I was eating it, only thing I could think about was a poor pony that was just sitting there with one shoulder.
They just took the shoulder.
He's trying to gallop. He's trying to gallop. And he's going in circles.
How's that rotator cuff, Mr. Ed?
all uneven. Yeah.
We're hanging out with Reno Collier and Jay Pharoah. It's great to see you guys.
Oh man,
And
See you too, man.
yeah, man, it's good to see you.
Once again, Jay is at a brand new place called Helium downtown. Was it 10 West
Georgia Street, yeah.
Reno at the legendary Crackers Comedy Club. And also our friend Nick Griffin is near downtown Fountain Square just tonight. He's just there tonight at the White Rabbit. Thanks so much, guys. It's a great pleasure speaking to you, and we certainly appreciate your time. And best of luck in the future. And once again, for those of you that are fans of the show, A Million Little Things,
Yes.
Jay's coming back next season. You were great on that show.
Thank you, man. Just watch. Look, hey, you got a lot of stuff happening.
And
here,
you play
baby.
kind of a bad guy.
Yeah, I'd play the annoying brother. Yeah. But the good thing about the character is that you can see that he is trying. So everybody knows a scammer or a schemer, just really believing. I've had so many friends out in Virginia. I had one friend who used to sell this thing called body magic. You know what I mean?
What's that?
Body magic is this strap that you put around. If you got a gut, you put it around yourself, and you just sit there and sweat, and it's supposed to get. It's supposed to give you abs.
Yeah,
And
that thing doesn't work.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. He was mad. He was mad overweight. He was mad overweight. He kept bragging how he had 2 abs on the top of his joint. The two that come in on the top. He was like, "Yo, man, I got 2 abs." I was like, "Well, you're not done. You got either 4 or 6 to get, sir." So, but he's that cat. He's selling T-shirts, and he believes in his T-shirt business. He wants y'all to buy the T-shirts. So buy the T-shirts.
Okay.
Help him. Go to his GoFundMe and donate. Now donate to Omar. Go ahead. Huh?
Before we go, do either of you guys do merch after the shows, or historically in the past? I should say.
I used to.
Yeah. Go ahead. No.
Because I'm not selling anything now.
I sell. It's not CDs anymore, and I just got put into this from the record company. But they look like backstage passes, and it's a download of my album.
Oh, that's
yeah.
That's
so
a
and
great
it's got
idea.
the picture on it, and you can hang it and whatever.
Like a lanyard or
and it's so
something?
easy to. You can ship them. It's not like T-shirts and.
What's your album called?
Monkey.
Monkey?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to listen to it.
I'm guessing.
As a black man in this room,
It has nothing to do with that. I talk about when I was a school teacher and science, and I think science is ridiculous. Every generation's always thought that they had it all figured out.
Yeah.
And like in the 1960s when John F. Kennedy started NASA or whatever, they were all having a meeting, and he's like, you're the most brilliant people in the world. You're all scientists. We need to figure out a way to go check out outer space. And they didn't think it through because they're like, well, what do we need? And they're like, well, first we're going to need a rocket ship, right? So he writes a check, $1 billion, pal, build a rocket ship. Here's what they didn't think it through, because I guess after they built the ship, they're like, all right, we got the ship ready. Now, one of y'all get in there. And those dudes are like, I ain't getting it. And they're like, well, now what are we supposed to do? And one of these brilliant scientists came up with, stick a monkey in there. And they're like, yay! They didn't even just steal some idiot off the side of the road. Somebody said, stick a monkey in there. And the monkey's name was Coco, and they tricked him in there with Diet Pepsis and Skittles or whatever. I don't know how they got him in there. But I guess PETA found out about it because the monkey had a helmet on his head. Yeah.
All
Let me
right.
keep going. I got 30 minutes of this.
And there was also the famous Ham the Chimp.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Ham
He went to space
Jam.
too?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ham the Chimp, and he made it back. I think probably the first one.
Oh,
he
Well,
went-
no,
we don't
he went-
talk about the
you
ones
could
that
get
don't come
into
back.
space.
There was, and I'm not making in Huntsville, Alabama, where NASA has that station. A lady told me this. There was Abel, who was the first monkey. Then there was somebody with a B, Bertrand, whatever her name was, and then one of them died. They had a monkey funeral on TV when the first monkey died. Right, kids missed school to watch the monkey that went into outer space. They had a funeral for it, and kids missed school. Then the monkey, the B one, was married to Abel. Abel died, so she got remarried, and the lady goes, it was so weird because during her second wedding, she wouldn't wear the white anything. She kept pulling it off and taking it down. We're talking about a monkey. She said, hold on.
A monkey wedding?
A monkey wedding on TV in Huntsville, Alabama. She wouldn't wear the white because she knew she'd already been married before. And I'm like, am I having a stroke? Like, are you really telling me that you watched a monkey funeral, then a monkey wedding, and the monkey wouldn't wear the thing?
Oh my
and it just, I
God.
couldn't believe it.
And she was
Unbelievable.
straight
Monkey's not
Dead
cooperating.
serious. Dead serious. They have the grave site in Huntsville
for the monkey.
For the monkey.
That's amazing.
You know, I'm from the country, so if an animal like a monkey or something would die in front of us, that would be in the nearest oven, ready to go.
And on that note, thank you, Jay Pharoah. Once again, Jay Pharoah with the brand new club Helium downtown near St. Elmo's, and Reno Collier right downtown too at Crackers. Thank you very much, gents. This is the Bob and Tom.